Well, as you can see, I have my boat behind me. That's the Chestnut Chum, recently restored, first time in the water. And I'm at Nahamakanta Public Reserved Land, Maine State Public Reserved Land. So there's 3 campsites close by. It's going to be kind of like a base camp from where my canoe bow is pointing. Actually, it's at the point right across the way. There's a beach area. That's where I'm going to be camping if it's available. A float plane just left that area. I don't know if they dropped off, picked up, brought supplies. But, through 35 miles of driving through these back roads, I didn't see anyone. So. Well, we're off on another adventure, kind of like more of a laid-back adventure, paddling the Chestnut Chum for the first time and enjoy this beautiful weather. It's 72 degrees today. It's not going to stay that way the next couple of days, but for now, I'm enjoying it. Just got back from a paddle, and I figured this would be a good time to discuss what I did to the Chestnut Chum for a restoration project. I put out a short video about some of the bits and clips that I did, but it wasn't really like my Wabnaki build where I showed each phase, because this took a lot longer. Not in terms of time, but in terms of spread out availability to work on the canoe. And it just didn't work out to be a good video project. So I'm going to take this time just to show you some of the things that I did to restore it, to make it paddleable and seaworthy. One of the first things I did was these decks were all rotted out. The outwales were rotted, the stem was rotted, which you can see the stem inside. That had to be scarfed, new deck replaced, new outwales, new stem band. Got this, traditional ring, which goes on most chestnut canoes. Wasn't there before. The seats were recaned, sanded, and oiled, and then recaned. And that goes for the bow seat too. So when I'm paddling this Chestnut Chum, I'm sitting in this seat facing the stern. When you're paddling tandem, obviously the stern paddle would be here and the bow paddle would be in the bow. How you always know what is the bow and the stern, for those that don't know, is the shape of the yoke, the carrying yoke. It always points towards the bow, or it should. And so that's another element that I added to the canoe. It was a standard chestnut yoke, a center yoke or thwart more so. Definitely not conducive for carrying the canoe due to the pressure on your spine. So I added this with some contours that pads around your shoulders for more comfort, and that worked out great. And the same components were reinstalled or replaced on the bow. This is the bow with the traditional Chestnut Chum sticker, same ring assembly purchased, new stem band, new deck, new outwales. These are spruce outwales. I believe the inwales are ash, which is, very strong wood. And I didn't need to replace that. That was in great shape. So the other thing too was this canoe had a couple broken ribs. Like right here was a broken rib. So instead of replacing the rib, what I did was, when that old canvas was off, I just back glued it, excavated the crack, and then kind of scarfed in or glued in a new piece and sanded it fair with epoxy. And I did that in 3 or 4 locations. I can't remember at this time. But instead of replacing the stem, the ribs, I didn't have to replace the ribs. I believe there was a person by the name of Garvin, which I have relatives that are Garvins, but this person is not related to me. I believe he's very heavily involved in canoes, and he told me to go ahead, instead of replacing the entire rib, just fix it from the back side, which is what I did. And that worked out great. So this canoe was in pretty tough shape when I got it. Most of the, also some of the planking was replaced, and I color matched the best I could. Like this one right here, that was a plank that was replaced, and I have some under here too that were replaced. So I just tried to color match with the stain, and actually I don't notice it at all from a distance. So I consider that a success. Then of course, with a restoration you have to replace the new canvas, and Those materials are supplied to me and purchased by Northwoods Canoe Company, Roland Thurlow. And for those that want to ever do a restoration project, he has a great book on that, and he supplies a ton of materials for a project like this if you were to consider doing it yourself. So that's, can't remember the number of the canvas, number 10 I believe, number 10 treated canvas. And then I also got their filler compound, which is available for purchase right off their, well, you just give them a call and they'll send it to you. And it's a filler. You brush it on, then you rub it into the canvas to fill the weave of the canvas. And then I went with Kirby Paints primer, and this is a grayling gray color. I actually really like the color. Hope you do too. That's my Chestnut Chum, paddling it for the first time on Nahmakanta Lake. Went for a little walk on the beach and noticed something fixed to a tree. And this is Ron Harris, 1951 to 2013. Rest in peace, Ron. You never know what you're going to find out here, but maybe this was one of his special places. I don't know, Ron, but you know, if this was one of his wishes to have his plaque, or at least a remembrance attached to this tree at this point, not a bad spot, I guess. Rest in peace, Ron. All done. Heading home. That made for an interesting paddle. Wow, way off my mark right now too, but had to get off the water. That Arctic chill that's moving in came in real fast, and just gotta see if I can, yeah, I could probably just carry all my gear through this trail here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna portage instead of pull right up to where the put-in was. Yeah. All right, look at that. Woo, it is cold. That's that Arctic weather pattern that they were predicting. Well, they weren't lying.